Good day, sir. I'm Decaret Hitigan Calshalon. For today, I will discuss about the standard or regarding watchkeeping. So, first is all person who are assigned duty as officer in charge of watch or as retaining forming part of a watch shall be provided minimum of 10 hours of rest in any 24-hour period. So, um, all all officer that in charge of watch shall be duty within 10 hours 10 hours of rest on one day or 24-hour period. So next, the hour of rest may be divided into more than two periods. One of each shall be at least 6 hours in length. So next, so the officer in charge of the navigational or deck watch shall be duly qualified in accordance with the provision of Chapter 2 or Chapter 7 appropriate to the duties related to navigational or deck watchkeeping. Next is the prior to each voyage, the master of every ship shall ensure that the intended route from the port of departure to the first port of call is planned using adequate and appropriate charts and other nautical publication necessary for the intended voyage, containing accurate, complete, and up-to-date information regarding those navigational limitations and hazard which are of a permanent or predictable nature and which are relevant to the safe navigation of the ship. So next, when the route planning is verified, taking into consideration all pertinent information, the planned route shall be clearly displayed on the appropriate chart. So, and shall be continuously available to the officer in charge of the watch, who shall verify each course to be followed prior to using it during the voyage. So, if a decision is made during a voyage to change the next port of call of the planned route, or it is necessary for the ship to deviate substantially from the planned route for other reason, so then an amended route shall be planned prior to deviating substantially from the route originally planned. So the master officers and rating shall be aware of the serious effect of a personal or accidental pollution of the marine environment and shall take all possible precautions to prevent such pollution, particularly within the framework of relevant international and port regulation. Next, the officer in charge of the navigational watch is the master's representative and is primarily response that at all times for the safe navigation of the ship and for complying the international regulation of preventing collision at sea, 1972. Next is a proper lookout. So shall be maintained at all times in compliance with rule number 5 of international regulation for preventing collision at sea, and 1972, and shall reserve the purpose of the lookout must be able to give full attention to the keeping of proper lookout, and no other duties shall be undertaken or assigned which could interfere with that task. So the duty of the lookout and helm person are separate, and the person shall be considered to the lookout while steering, except in small ships where an obstructed all-round view is provided at the steering position and there is no impairment of night vision or other impediment to the keeping of proper lookout. So the officer in charge of the navigation watch may be the sole lookout in daylight, provided that on each such occasion. So in determining the composition of the navigational watch is adequate to ensure that a proper lookout can continuously be maintained. So the master shall take into account all relevant factors, including those described in this section of the code, as well as the following factors. First is a visibility state of weather and sea. Number 2, traffic density and other activities occurring in the area in which the vessel is navigating. 3, the intention necessary when navigating in our near traffic separation schemes or other routing measures. 4, in the additional workload caused by the nature of the ship's function, immediate operating requirements and anticipated maneuvers. 5 is the fitness or duty and any crew members on call who are assigned as member of watch. 6 is the knowledge of the confidence and in the professional competence of the ship's officers and crew. 7 is the experience of each officer and the navigation watch and familiarity and that of that officer with the ship equipment, procedure, and maneuvering capability. 8 is the activity taking place on board the ship of any particular time, including radio communication activity and availability of assistance to be summoned immediately to the bridge when necessary. 9 is the operational status of the bridge, instrumentation and control, including alarm system. So, the officer in charge of the navigation watch shall not hand over the watch of relieving officer if there is reason to believe that the latter is not capable of carrying out the watchkeeping duties effectively, in which case the master shall be notified. So, taking over the watch. So, the relieving officer shall ensure that the member of the relieving watch are fully capable of performing their duties, particularly as regards their adjustment to night vision. Relieving officer shall not take over the watch until the vision is fully adjusted to the light condition. So, that's all, sir. Thank you.